Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Retro Wrestling Review Series, and this is a off-candid. That's what you call it, candid, off. Because this isn't like a season or anything. It's just an off-candid episode.
Yeah.
One of those like web series you would see that TV shows like to do sometimes. This will be one of those cases, except it's actually going to be on YouTube, just like every single one. I am here with, and we're going to be reviewing Wrestlemania 22.
How do we come to this conclusion again? We just grabbed the random DVD and decided.
Yeah, because we're up we're away.
We're up in Wakefield, New Hampshire.
We decided to watch some past professional wrestling. Or in this case, since it's WWE, we have to call it sports entertainments.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
We have so not only do we have this show to review.
Yeah.
Will be in this episode here. We're also be watching Backlash 06. December to Dismember, and Great American Bash.
I think we'll watch Great American Bash first, since that is before December to Dismember.
I thought we were gonna watch Backlash first.
No, I'm saying like before this.
Yeah, let's go in order.
Yeah,
we're gonna go in order.
Yeah.
So basically, to get to the main event, the one you really want to see is gonna be the last one.
December to Dismember.
Yeah. Well, many people consider it the worst pay-per-view of all time that I own. Yeah.
Someone just gave it to me for free, and I had no clue that it was terrible. He's like, "Yeah, you can have it. You don't have to pay me nothing." I thought I was getting.
You wondered, yeah, you didn't have to pay a damn thing.
Yeah.
Pay you. All right.
So let's. Luckily, we didn't have to take any notes because we got the.
We got the beautiful panel right here.
Yep.
I show you the man that you pay $100 to every single time you mention his name.
Yep.
So let's start here. First match on the show was the Big Show and Kane versus Carlito and Chris Masters for the World Tag Team titles.
So the storyline behind it, because we'd like to explain the storyline. Kane and Big Show won the tag team titles back at Tabo Tuesday in 2005. Remember the days that they were launching the rocket ship off Chris Masters and Carlito? Carlito debuted like in 2004, and Chris Masters, he debuted like 2005, right?
Late 2005. Yeah, I want to say like around August.
Yeah, they had the rocket ship that these two guys asked. They were like the last two guys fighting for the WWE Championship and the Elimination Chamber match, which I don't think anyone would have ever predicted. They always teamed up, but pretty much Carlito would always turn on Chris Masters anytime it was the Rumble. So they wanted to get the WrestleMania moment, and they wanted to get these World Tag Team Championships off of Kane and the Big Show. Yep. This was also around the time where this was still in the first brand split, where they had two tag team titles. This was the first. This kind of led us to this match. I think they did like a Master Lock Challenge 2 segment where they tried locking Kane into a room, and Big Show tried to get him out, and Kane got out. So yeah, obviously this was two young stars. You watch it back now. Chris Masters, he was awful.
Basically, everyone hates him.
Yep. Carlito.
He's what Jinder is now.
Yep. And we also and Roman Reigns.
I wouldn't say much Roman Reigns
because at least
because Roman Reigns they pushed to the top.
Yeah.
Chris Masters they didn't really try to push him to the top.
He was the top heel though.
He was one of the top heels.
He was a muscly man though. One of those muscly men.
Yep, that Vince McMahon loved him. You got that he's improved over the years, but
yep. Any other?
And I think it was like he's really young. I think it was like 20. I think it was 23 when this happened.
If he had won the WWE Championship, they said that he would have taken. He would have become the youngest WWE champion if he had won.
So he's 23.
And any other build-up I'm missing in this match? It was really a thrown-together match, if you think about it, though. Like
pretty much, yeah. I think they just needed an opener.
Yeah.
The tag team title match. It was a fine little match.
Pretty much the whole match is Kane and Big Show pretty much dominate with their strength.
Yep.
One good spot in the match is when Kane goes off the top turnbuckle and takes them both out on the floor. That was cool.
Yep.
They expose the turnbuckle. And Big Show goes into it. They dominate him for about like 2 minutes.
Yep.
And then they pretty much Masters tries to get him in the Master Lock. Carlito gets hit the backstabber on him, and then Kane wins with the choke slam on Carlito. Chris Masters actually hits an axe handle off the top on the back of the head. He went for Kane. Kane put Carlito in front of him, and Kane and Big Show retained the World Tag Team Championships. And I'd say this match maybe was about 7 minutes.
I would say this match probably two stars. It's
a
fine tag match.
Fine opening match.
A good opening match, and right people went over, I think.
Yep.
And ultimately, this did lead to Chris Masters and Carlito facing off against each other at next month at Backlash. Spoiler alert, it's opener for the next match.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, should we say who won or not?
What?
So who won that match?
No.
Okay.
We'll save it for the next one. So obviously Big Show King wins this match, and then they lose the tag titles a couple weeks later on Raw.
I think it was the next night. I think it was the next night actually. Yep. Then they broke up. So pretty much by the next pay-per-view, none of
these tag teams don't exist anymore.
Yeah, they were. These tag teams faced each other pretty much.
Jonathan Coachman interviewed Michael Higginbottom.
Michael Higginbottom talks about how because he's going into his match with Vince McMahon. We'll get into the build-up later. And he said that you're not going to get the showstopper. You're not going to get Mr. WrestleMania. Tonight you're going to get a darker version of Michael Higginbottom. He's going to go back to his old roots.
He's going to go back to the painkiller days.
Yep. Which I kind of wish he had brought that up. I think that's and then that was it. But Jonathan Coachman obviously does his ESPN now.
Yep.
And we'll get to Michael Higginbottom later on in the show.
I just fair to point out this was a great promo by Michael Higginbottom that's been put on that was put on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
On TV. All right, Money in the Bank ladder match: Ric Flair, RVD, Shelton Benjamin, Matt Hardy, Finlay, and Bobby Lashley.
Not much of a story. They all qualified to get into this match.
Yeah, basically this was the start of RVD's big push for the main title. He was the most over guy in this match in Chicago. So highlights of this match: Ric Flair taking a superplex off the top of the ladder.
I don't think he really got hurt.
No, that was the start.
Yeah.
Shelton Benjamin's doing the big flip over the rope.
Onto everybody pretty much except for Ric Flair.
RVD splash off the top of the ladder.
Matt Hardy's leg drop to Bobby Lashley on the ladder.
The side effect and
to Lashley. No, Finlay,
yeah.
Ric Flair coming back out. That was a huge pop. And him thinking he was gonna win it, and then Finlay hitting him off the skull with the shillelagh.
RVD RVD wins the match.
Yeah.
And he is trying to hold on to the briefcase, but for some reason it keeps slipping out of his hands.
One spot we forgot, the Van Daminator to Lashley's knee while he was on the ladder. Yep, that was cool.
I thought the match was very good, not as good to say another Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably 3 1/4.
Yep, 3 1/4.
Yeah.
White person went over. Any of these guys could have won it though. All these guys were being pushed pretty heavily. Anybody but probably Flair. I don't think people would have complained with Flair because that comeback story of him wanting to be champ again. Yep. But anyone but Finlay really could have won this match.
Yep.
And now
Josh Matthews.
Oh wait, Aftermath. Bobby Lashley's in GFW.
Yep.
Finlay is an agent backstage.
Yep. Ric Flair is. I think he's still in the hospital right now.
Yeah. But he retired 2 years later.
Broken Matt.
Back in the company now.
And
then
Shelton Benjamin is back with the company again.
Yeah, he was the IC champion at this time too.
Yep.
He went on to lose it, I think, a couple of weeks later. I think
to RVD.
Yeah. And RVD went on to become champion.
Yep. Josh Matthews interviews Mean Gene Okerlund. This is where basically Randy Orton came out and said it's ridiculous about them putting an announcer into the Hall of Fame. And pretty soon he's going to go to the Hall of Fame. He's going to starting tonight with winning the world title.
I loved this promo. I even loved when he said, you got put into the Hall of Fame just for holding a microphone.
Exactly.
And then he talked about how Rey Mysterio was a charity case, which he was.
Yep.
So that was cool. Then it was the Hall of Fame segment, right?
The Hall of Fame segment. So I'll just say who was in the Hall of Fame. Everyone but Bret Hart showed up. I was one point for this.
And we're not going to mention why because everyone should know why.
Yeah. So you had the Blackjacks, who were a former tag team in the late 70s. They were basically the first real if you see teams like the Revival.
Yeah.
That's basically them.
Okay.
A rough, tough tag team that don't give a shit about anything. Vern Gagne, one of the best bookers and well-known people in the business. William the Refrigerator Perry, he competed at WrestleMania 2. This thing was held in Chicago.
Yeah.
He was a former Bear, one of the more popular players on the team. So that's what I said. Sensational Sherry, one of the best managers to be in wrestling.
Pretty much helped Mike and Higginbottom get over as a heel. That's the most.
And Ted DiBiase and the Macho King, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Tony Atlas, just do the laugh.
Yeah. And he tag team with Rocky Johnson, though, right?
Yeah, that's who he tag team with. Gene Okerlund, you gotta be Gene. We didn't say anything because Mean Gene's probably is the best backstage announcer.
Yeah.
There was Eddie Guerrero.
Don't need to say why.
He's one of the best, and obviously Bret Hart.
And Bret Hart going in obviously meant a lot to probably people back then because they never thought they would see Bret Hart back with WWE ever again, probably.
The Tooth versus Gibbles for the United States Championship.
Reason for this match, not much of a reason. I guess the Tooth tried to break Gibbles' hand for some reason.
Yep.
This was when Gibbles came off his heel, won as WWE champion, and
this needs something to do.
Yep.
And he wins the match, kind of a screwy finish with the Tooth going for his signature crippler crossface. Jibbles rolling him up, grabbing the ropes, and winning the title.
And obviously, I think it made sense for Jibbles to go over since he was pretty much a great heel at the time.
Yep.
He was doing a lot of things, trashing about how he was the face of like the United States. So overall, I think it made sense for him to go over.
I think this match was fine. It wasn't anything special.
Yeah.
So I'll give it 2 1/4.
The Tooth has had better matches in WrestleMania.
Yeah, he has. Mick Foley versus.
And afterwards, JBL is now a commentator, and the Tooth
is
passed on.
Broken. That's the way. I'm not gonna. We all know what happened. There's one we're calling that.
If you've seen WrestleMania 22, you know who the Tooth really is.
Yep. All right. Mick Foley versus Edge hardcore match. Basically, the reason why this match happens is because Edge deserves to be in the main event.
Yeah.
This WrestleMania, at least. Hottest heel in the company. Should have been the main event. He won the WWE Championship. Lost it 3 weeks later. Had his rematch.
Mick Foley was the ref.
Mick Foley was the ref, and Mick Foley counted 3 on. I didn't see the match. I don't know what the fuck happened. So I think
Mick Foley counted 3.
Edge blamed him for losing the.
So he laid him out, challenged him to a match. Mick Foley refused. He went to a wrestling match. He wanted a hardcore match. And Edge claimed that Mick Foley wasn't the same Mick Foley from before. He went to being a cuddly teddy bear, a Muppet. Was his exact quote.
Yep.
So this pretty much fueled Mick Foley because he wanted to have his WrestleMania moment. He's never actually had a WrestleMania moment.
A really great WrestleMania. Which he did.
And then so this awoke pretty much Mick Foley and brought out the hardcore legend back out of him. And they kept doing the concerto spots to him.
Yep.
And this led to this build-up.
Yep. All right, let's get to the actual match itself. So highlights of this particular match will include Mick Foley having the barbed wire underneath his flannel.
Because Edge at first is just kicking his ass.
Yeah, he goes for the spear. Edge is like, "Oh, my arm! Why is my arm hurting?"
Yeah. Oh, and also one thing that also added to this match: Joey Styles did commentary.
Joey Styles did commentary, which is nice to see. Joey Styles.
Because this match, I don't think this match would have worked if Joey Styles wasn't on commentary for it.
Bringing out Barbie, the steel stairs spot, both of them.
Yeah. When Foley just went crashing right into it.
The mandible claw with barbed wire as Socko.
Edge slamming Foley's head right to the back of the head, right into the metal.
Yep.
Like the stage.
Lita again stuck with that, and then obviously the flaming table spot at the end.
And the thumbtack spot.
Yep, and which was changed to like a side suplex?
Yeah, because Edge brought him out, and then Mick Foley hit the side suplex.
Yep.
The Barbie spot, they both got busted open from that.
Yep.
And eventually Edge won with the spear to the table, and he counts 3 because he covers them.
Yep.
And the table spot looked cool. The camera angle definitely made it look really cool.
Yep.
And Edge went over, made sense. He's the new star. Mick Foley wasn't. But Mick Foley still wins in the end because he got his WrestleMania. He finally got his WrestleMania moment. Afterwards, he gets a standing ovation.
Yep. And
he gets. It shows him getting stitched up if you watch the extras on the DVD.
This was the best match of the show.
Yeah.
I'll give it 4 1/4.
Agreed. I'd say it was probably the best match of 2006. I know there's like indie matches that took place.
No, that wasn't the best match of 06. For WWE. The best match of 06 was Taker vs. Angle at No Way Out.
Oh yeah.
Before. But this is still a really good match. It's the best match of this Mania.
So the one thing though that the one thing that people probably would say, if Edge did main event at WrestleMania, we would have never gotten this match. I think that's a sacrifice I think we could have made.
I think Edge should have been the main event. Edge should be going. Even if he was going to do Edge and Cena again, I think Edge should have been in the main event. Even if he was going to lose to Cena, I didn't even care as long as Edge came in as champion.
Because I think it's a sacrifice to lose this match, because then we would lose the match that did main event, which we'll get into.
We'll get to that in a second. Booker T walking backstage with a panicked Sharmell. I'm actually just reading this word for word. So they run into all the weird freaks, including Goldust, Paul Burchill, Eugene, Ted DiBiase.
They did the spot.
Gene Snitsky, Mae Young, and Fabulous Miller.
And they did the spot with Ted DiBiase where back in the day when they had the guy
passing the basketball and the 14th one kicks it away from the kid.
Yep. They did that. Snitsky was licking Mae Young's feet. Paul Burchill was being a pirate. And Goldust was dressed as Oprah. And he gives Booker T advice that if he wants to beat the boogeyman, he's got to get weird. He's got to that inner freak, and he's got to stick those worms, and he whispers something in his ear, probably up his ass, he whispered. We won't exactly know. And then Booker's like, tell me he didn't just say that. But it was kind of cool to see Booker T and Goldust since they were a tag team before back together. One thing we forgot to mention was that Battle Royal. Viscera won.
And nothing Battle Royal.
Yep. The one thing I learned from that Battle Royal is Rob Conway's theme song.
Yeah, he did. The most anti-heat you can give somebody, play that theme song.
Just look at me.
Just look at him. Look at the man. How great he is.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be like him.
All right, so
Booker T and Sharmell versus the Boogeyman.
Reason for this match was Boogeyman was stalking Booker T for weeks. Booker T kept trying to get out of the match. They were supposed to have a match on Saturday night's main event. Booker T faked an injury. We knew it was fake because he was dancing around backstage afterwards. And Boogeyman kept creeping on him. Apparently, he kidnapped Sharmell. And I don't even know why Sharmell got thrown in as a handicap match. I guess
as punishment for enticing her husband.
Yeah, I guess.
I thought this match was terrible.
No, because Boogeyman was hurt.
Boogeyman had a twin tricep going into the match,
but the
match was cut short.
Yeah,
even shorter than it really should have been. And I think this match sucked.
The finishing, so pretty much Booker T kicks his ass throughout the whole match. Sharmell tries to come in and hit the Boogeyman with the staff, but he catches her. She gets afraid, and he had a handful of worms in his mouth. He catches her with the handful of worms in his mouth. She's all grossed out. She runs away.
And then Booker gets pinned by the choke bomb.
Yep. And
this sucked.
Yep. And obviously Boogeyman had to go away afterwards to get surgery, so he wasn't on TV. He pretty much had like a nothing run with the WWE, had meaningless feuds.
As for everyone else that's in here, I forgot to mention Edge is retired and has a legend contract with WWE.
Yeah.
And Mick is on the indie scene. Booker T is a commentator, and Boogeyman is still
wrestling the Indies, I think.
He's got a legends contract with WWE.
Yeah. And Sharmell is
left home.
No.
Thank God.
And everybody backstage, Goldust still with the company.
Yeah.
Snitsky, I don't know what happened to him.
I think Snitsky's a commentator now, but I'm not entirely sure on that.
It's not his fault that he's a commentator.
It's not his fault.
Ted DiBiase led the contract. Eugene, wrestling school.
Yep. I think this match was terrible. I keep saying this. It's a star. It's an absolute star, maybe star and a half.
Yeah. I'd say one. But
I can't be mad at. I can't really be mad at a 4-minute match. And quite frankly, it was cut for time, and I was like, how much time would they plan on giving this thing?
Yeah.
Like making it 7 minutes.
The match I think would have been a star match no matter what. Believe it or not, Booker T right after this, he won the King of the Ring and won the World Heavyweight Championship.
We'll get to that when we get there.
Yeah.
Trish Stratus versus Mickie James for the Women's Championship. I thought this match was great.
Yep. The build-up, obviously, Mickie James was just debuting at the company. She was this big Trish Stratus fan. She wanted
stalker levels.
She wanted to be just like Trish. She would come out dressed like Trish. She always teamed up with Trish, and it got really quippy, really fast. They had like Mickie James kissed her under the mistletoe, and Trish was like, I can't deal with this anymore. I need space. So they had one final tag match together.
At Saturday's main event,
and that was going to be the last match. And then Mickey's like, I want to say one more thing before we say goodbye, and she turned heel. Even though we knew she was already she was playing the tweener, but she made a full heel turn. She kidnapped Trish Stratus' best friend Ashley, and she ended up making out with Trish. And Trish. And the best part about it, JR.
They are pretty much saying, this chick's crazy.
Yep. Match, really good. Good psychology. Trish Stratus just wants to beat the crap out of Mickie. And Mickie had targeted the leg constantly of Trish Stratus. There was one botch, I believe, where Trish went for the Hurricanrana, but Mickie countered it, got her into and hung her up on the top rope, but Mickie fell on the floor.
Which actually adds to the match a lot.
Yeah. And then one noticeable thing you'll notice about this match, Trish got booed. Mickie got cheered. Everyone wanted Mickie to win this match.
And they got their wish.
Yeah.
They won.
So obviously the finish was it's not in this DVD.
Okay, so I'll explain. So you want me to explain it?
Yeah, you explain it.
So Trish is gonna go for the Stratus faction, and then Mickie grabs her crotch.
But that's in there.
That's in there. What was not in there was Mickie looking to the camera, making her fingers like this, and licking in between them.
Yeah.
Which Vince found disgusting, which is why that's edited out. So since Trish is like a little bit disoriented that her cross was just grabbed by Kenny James, gets kicked in the head by James, and James wins.
Yeah.
Wins the match. I'm going to give this 3 3/4. I thought this was a great women's match. This was probably the last really good women's match for a while for WWE.
Especially because
later on that year, they would lose
Trish and Leah. And then pretty much it was started that era where it was all the models taking over.
Yep, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, and then we didn't get another great women's title match until last year's WrestleMania 32, the triple threat for the women's title. This year's Mania matches for the women weren't that great either.
No.
I mean, they were decent, but
yeah.
All
right. Next is Mr.
McMahon. And Mickey has recently returned to the company. Trish is retired.
Yeah. McMahon in his dressing room with his family does a family prayer.
Pretty much it's a prayer where he disses God and Michael Higginbottom. And he says that he's going to destroy Michael Higginbottom and send him to the straight depths of hell. The best part about this was Shane trying not to laugh. I believe there's something that Vince says that causes Stephanie and Shane to look at him, too.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird that Linda was on his side, because normally in storylines, Linda's never on his side, so...
Undertaker versus Mark Henry in the casket match. This match was largely boring. 2 really good spots with the tombstone from Taker and the flying over the top rope.
Yeah.
To get Mark Henry.
It's shitty last ride, though.
Shitty last ride, and Taker wins.
Yeah. The reason for the match was Mark Henry had cost Undertaker the World Heavyweight Championship, so Taker wanted revenge. It was pretty much the reason. Mark Henry, too, was on like a tear. He had taken out Batista. It caused him to vacate the title. He had taken out Kurt Angle multiple times. So, it only made Mark Henry was a logical opponent to face Taker at Mania. Yeah. Should have been Kurt, I think.
Yeah.
The match that happened at No Way Out should have been placed right here.
And Taker has even said in the past that he would have put Kurt over.
Yeah. And the finish that they did at No Way Out would have worked at WrestleMania. Actually,
yeah, it would have. It would be a roll up.
Yeah.
We really want the streak to end with a roll up.
No, but
yeah. An angle slam, maybe.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like,
it's gonna be a definitive win.
Yeah.
Taker would have put him over. He would have put over Orton last year too.
Yeah. And obviously Taker's now retired. He went on to have his WrestleMania streak went on to go on up until
WrestleMania 30.
And then
right decision, by the way.
Mark Henry had a few more.
He just retired recently.
Yeah. Actually. And he had a few more runs. Obviously, this wasn't his best one. He had his best one in 2011.
Yep.
So that was really cool.
It was right before Mark Henry got injured too.
Yeah, because Batista came back and
he tore his knee. I think at Saturday Night's Main Event. Not in June.
One thing I gotta say, watching this match back, Mark Henry, he was fat. He was fat at this time.
He was fat Henry. A big guy. Yeah. He lost a lot. He lost like a good 30 pounds.
Yeah. I think this match too would have been better if this had happened in 2011 when Mark Henry was doing his Hall of Fame gimmick. It would have been better.
Probably.
So that match. What to do our story is at the end because we. What? Our star ratings at the end is we'll just list them all off at the end.
Our star rating for this one is I think I gave this a 1.5.
I think we have the same star rating. Star and a half.
All right. Michael Hickenbottom versus Vince McMahon, no holds barred match.
Very entertaining.
Yep.
One thing about a Vince McMahon street fight, it's always going to be entertaining.
Yeah, Vince always gets his ass kicked. He oversells, and it's hilarious.
Yep. So Vince comes out. He unveils the Muscle Fitness cover because he was the cover of it that year. It's always the cover of it, I notice too.
Yeah.
He always makes cover. Michaels attacks him. He beats the crap out of him. He throws him over the announce table. He takes JR's headset, which, by the way, JR, very biased in this match. He wanted
Shawn to win.
Yep. He chokes him with JR's headset. He hits him with a microphone. He hits him off the head with the fitness cover. And he pretty much kicks Vince's ass up until the Spirit Squad. Remember them? Kenny, Nikki, Johnny, Mikey, Mitch. Obviously, Nikki's a huge... I don't want to say a huge star now because he's really not. And Kenny Dykstra...
He became a dolphin.
Yeah, Kenny's Kenny Dykstra. And I believe two of them... I know we've just seen the other one.
Johnny is... Retired, I think.
Yeah. One of them, though, was with Kenny when they were doing the whole Dolph Ziggler feud.
Mitch.
Okay.
Mitch.
But they're going back to the Indies, I believe, or something.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, I don't think we know what happened to Johnny.
No, Johnny retired. I know Johnny retired.
Mitch. We don't know what happened to Mitch.
Mitch just said came back.
There wasn't. Oh yeah, then that's all 5.
Mikey.
We don't know what
Mikey.
happened.
Mikey. What happened to Mikey? No one
We
else.
don't know. No one will ever know. So they beat up Shawn Michaels. They do the finish where they like pick him up and he just falls right down.
Yep.
Lame finish. And then Kenny goes for his leg drop. Shawn moves out of the way. They had like a megaphone, like a cheerleader's megaphone. Shawn hit all of them with it. And then Vince gets the upper hand. He whips Shawn Michaels with his belt. He clotheslines him with it. He chokes him with it. Shawn makes his comeback, sort of.
Yep. Goes
for Sweet Chin Music. Shane comes out, hits Michaels in the back of the head with a kendo stick, and they're gonna
induct him again. They kiss my ass club, but Shawn counters, and Shane instead kisses his father's ass.
Yeah. And Vince doesn't know about this because he has his back turned. So then when he realizes that it was Shane, he's like, "Oh shit!" So Shawn knocks Shane down. He handcuffs Shane to the turnbuckle because they were going to handcuff him to it. Not the turnbuckle, but the ropes outside the ring. Then Shawn just beats the shit out of Vince McMahon the rest of the match. He hits him right off the skull with the chair, and the chair was dented right after he hit him with it.
Yep.
And it was busted open. He hit him with a ladder. Hit him with a trash can lid. Then I believe the rest of the match, he was going to put him through a table, but he grabs a bigger ladder to do it, and then he puts him through a table while he has a trash can over his head.
And then he kicked him in the face.
Yeah.
And
which is the Sweet Chin Music.
Then
he
won, and then Vince McMahon flipped off everybody else.
Which was awesome.
This match was a lot of fun.
I give it
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. We forgot to explain the storyline reason, but pretty much Vince just
wants to screw Shawn.
Yeah. Weird timing for the storyline too, since it was the whole right when Bret Hart was getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. So it was weird timing.
Disc 2. Triple Threat World Heavyweight Championship match. Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle. Rey Mysterio got booed heavily.
They were
short.
Yeah, they were capitalizing on Eddie's death. They had Rey win the Rumble, and obviously it was well known that Rey was gonna become World Heavyweight Champion. They fucked this over immediately. Randy Orton, I believe, took Rey's spot just to put Rey right back in the match for no reason, really.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle.
I don't think they had anything to do. I don't think they had anything for Randy to do.
Yeah.
So, I think Randy was supposed to face Batista originally.
Batista was hurt.
Yep.
WrestleMania 22 got fucked up because of the death of Eddie and Batista's injury. Because it was supposed to do Eddie versus Shawn and then Batista versus Randy, but because they both were inactive.
Eddie's dead.
Yeah, but Batista got
injured, so they had to do something quick.
Yeah,
change plans.
This was not the thing to do. This was not a good. No, this was not the good move.
Yeah.
The match. I'll give them credit. They tried to make this match work, but it was just way too short. I think what happened is the Vince and Shawn match went too long, and then obviously they have
They cut this for time. They cut this for time, but they don't cut another match that actually happens right after this.
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me.
I mean, pretty much they hit all the high spots. Rey Mysterio botched the 619 across the.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle actually had this match won twice when he tapped him out. Referee was distracted when Randy went to put in a steel chair, even though it's legal because it's a triple threat match. So, and Rey had a romantic moment with Charles Robinson. So Charles Robinson and Rey Mysterio got intimate together, I guess.
Yep.
And then,
by the way, Hiccup Bottom retired, and
Randy Orton hits an RKO on Kurt, and pretty much the entire match, every time Rey gets taken out, everybody cheers, which was funny. The finish comes when Rey hit the 619 into the
West Coast Pop,
and wins.
Beats Orton.
I think people kind of were happy that he won, but didn't like the circumstance of how he won. So I do feel bad for Rey for that regard
because just a bad timing.
Bad timing. He did deserve the. Would you say he did deserve the world title after everything he did, though?
I want to say yes, but at the same time,
yeah,
it's just bad timing. I don't think if Eddie doesn't die, then he doesn't win the world title.
Yeah.
All right, so
now Rey's working. He's Indies.
He's Indies. Maybe coming back to WWE. Maybe he's going to GFW.
We don't know. Randy's still in the company.
Randy's obviously still there, and Kurt just came back. He's GM Raw with his black son. His black son.
So the next match that they did not cut for time.
2 1/4.
Yep.
All right. Next match
Probably
is...
Coach Wrestlemania match, which is saying a lot though.
That's it.
No, it's not saying much at all. Actually.
Not saying much at all because he's had great matches.
It's not Coach, and it's not even Coach's fault that it's his worst.
No, I think it got cut for time.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Tori Wilson versus Ken Michelle play-by-pillow fight. This match was just bland.
Yeah.
It was a crowd. It was basically a calm down crowd match.
Yeah.
Star and a half maybe.
Yep.
And maybe less than a star.
Tori Wilson wins with a roll-up.
I think. Did you?
Yeah, she did. I did find out the reason for the match is because it was
they both were on Playboy.
Yeah. And Candice thought hers was better than Tori's. Why does it matter?
I don't matter to me.
They were a faction together too, I guess. So
yeah, that's the little devil, right?
Yeah. So bad match.
Yep.
They both sucked. Tori Wilson, we don't really know where she is because we looked it up.
I think she's a fitness trainer, but I'm not entirely sure. I know Candice is a model and retired from wrestling.
None of them are going. No, I don't think any of them are going in the Hall of Fame. Maybe Candice. I don't know.
Probably Tori more likely than Candice.
Yeah.
WWE Championship match: John Cena versus Triple H. I thought this match was largely boring.
Yeah. The only good thing about this match, CM Punk appearance. So obviously,
CM Punk appearance.
Doing Cena's entrance with the gangsters and the Triple H, his awful entrance
with trying to Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, but it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. All right, so I thought this match was largely boring.
Yeah.
Cena's offense looked awful.
You can even tell that Ken and Jerry are trying to say that it's not, but
it's like they even say like he's not a bad wrestler. He's a bad wrestler. Even he has to acknowledge it.
He's even acknowledging it by saying, "I may not be the best wrestler, but I can fight."
Yeah, I don't know. That's not really trying to get over here when you're the main champion.
I think what made it worse was they tried to position Cena as the underdog in this match when
he's not the underdog. He wins every match that he's in.
And Triple H, if you think about it, Triple H was the underdog because he hadn't won a main event match at WrestleMania like what?
Last time he won one was at 18.
Yeah. No, 19.
Well, 19 was in the main event. Like in terms of the last match on the card, he lost like 8 in a row.
Yeah, so it's like he tapped out at one of them.
Yeah, 2 of them now because of 22.
So the match was boring.
The offense mainly Cena's offense looked ungodly awkward and terrible.
Yeah. The knee to the head that he hits.
Yeah,
the fisherman suplex where he doesn't hook the leg.
He forgot to hook the leg, and like looking back on it, I forgot how bad Cena was back then. In particular, his offense. And
I'd say actually, you know what I'm gonna say, and this is saying a lot. So I hope you're watching this, Steve. You gotta admit, John Cena in his first year was worse than Roman Reigns in his first year. Well, when he
in terms of wrestling,
minus the Shield.
I'm saying like when they're first on their own, when they're clearly meant to be the top guy. Yeah, Cena was. He had like somewhat mic skills, and some of the crowd got behind him, but the hardcore fans didn't get behind him mainly because of his in-ring work was not that good.
Yeah,
and I think it's highlighted here when you're going against Triple H, who I've said a lot of times, you've seen one Triple H match, you've seen them all.
Yeah, and
they're all the same. You're guaranteed to have a ref spot, a sledgehammer shot,
which we got.
Pedigree. We got all 3 of those. We also had a Harley knee. We have a double A spine box and a pedigree.
Oh, one thing you always see with Cena, we noticed too, he always goes into the steps.
Yeah, he always goes, every match is in, he always seems to go in the steps at one point in time.
Yep.
So I thought this match was really bad. I didn't think this was warrant the main event at WrestleMania. I think Edge should have been in this main event, and clearly they knew that because in the next pay-per-view, the main event is Edge, Triple H, and Cena, which is a much better match. I want to put that out. That's one thing what I thought about that match.
I can understand wanting to throw Triple H in there because they needed something.
They needed something for H to do, and they needed something for Cena to do, and they didn't really have.
Yeah.
Well, Cena probably should have faced Edge, and H probably should have faced off against someone. I don't know. You could have found somebody for H to face against. Let me just take a look at the card again.
Maybe Mick.
Maybe Mick, but we've already seen it.
Be something.
Let's see here.
You can't say Randy because they were both heel.
They're both heel, and one of them's on SmackDown. Unless you want to do an interpromotional match. Yeah. Maybe if you want to stick him in the Money in the Bank ladder match or something like that.
You could have stuck Orton and Triple H in the Money in the Bank match, give it that name recognition.
Yeah.
The only problem is you could have. RVD wouldn't have won though.
Well, RVD might have.
Yeah.
So you just substitute, say, like Lashley and Finley and put in Orton and H.
Yeah.
Or Flair take off, because Flair's in there, so you can play on the evolution angle.
Yeah.
RVD wins the whole thing, and you can still do that. You can still have H and Orton on the show.
Yeah.
You can have Ray and Kurt Angle, who had a great match at SummerSlam 2002.
That or you do the triple threat match, that Backlash at WrestleMania. I don't think that would.
Yeah, that no one. I wouldn't complain. Edge coming in as champion and having, say, Cena beat Triple H and not beat Edge.
The exact same thing, which we'll get to that moment in the next video.
But you can just do that and that would be just a lot better.
Yeah.
I think that would have made everyone go.
And Orton, you throw Orton and Money in the Bank, and have Wade versus Kurt for the world title.
Yep. As for if I gotta sacrifice
Edge and Nick,
I would do it. I think that would have made the show a lot better.
Yeah.
And in terms of this show, I think this was a
adequate.
Good WrestleMania. I don't think it's one of the best. I think it's probably like somewhere in the middle.
It's not the worst though.
No, it's far from the worst because it's got some good matches on it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a consistently really good show until the
last three matches.
Yeah, the last 3 minutes. So I would give it a thumbs in the middle, slightly up.
Because out of like a 10, I'd give it probably like a 7.
It's a good show.
Yeah. And for the star rating for John Cena, Triple H,
I think I give that a single star.
Yeah. Say a 1.5 stars.
A single star.
And then for the Playboy Pillow Fight, dud.
That's an easy one.
The Battle Royal, we're not gonna give that. Let's just not get. That's not really fair to give it a star rating because it's a dog match. So.
By the way, both Cena and Edge are still with the company. All right.
Yep.
So that's WrestleMania.
Edge is a part-time. They're both part-timers too.
Yeah.
Cena likes to claim he's an all-timer, but no, he's
officially a part-timer.
Yeah. All right, so that was
WrestleMania
22. So in the next video, we'll try to be better about explaining the angles and stuff. But that was WrestleMania 22 overall, thumbs in the middle show. Since we're gonna come back here and do like 3 videos like in a row, we're not gonna do any plugs.
Yeah, no. We'll save the plugs for the
last one,
which is gonna be fun.
Yep. So we'll be back probably later on today at some point.